Hello. Good evening. I hope you're having an evening tonight. It is I, Will Pottorff, here to do another live art stream here on Will Pottorff live art stream demo. We do demos and stuff, so that's fun. Just gonna have a sip of wine. That's good. It's very spooky. And honestly, tonight, that's what we're doing. We're doing just a whole bunch of spooky Inktober catch-ups. So might as well just kind of get into that now. I'm all done up like a cultist, as you can see. And as you can see, I've made a lot of headway with my Inktober this year. This is the second half of all the Inktobers I've done, actually. The first half was this one right here. And the second half is right here, but that's not what we're working on tonight. I'm saving. I already did my Inktobers for today. I did my homework. So tonight we're going to be inking a original, just one-off piece. We're doing just a really quick Cthulhu here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, with all these demos, if you want to join in at home, go for it. If you just want to hang out and talk in the chat, by all means, hang out and talk in the chat. You're more than welcome to do that. I'm joined, as always, by my lovely fiance, Deanna Burke.
Hello.
She will be taking all your questions and feeding me.
JP wants to know if it's wine or blood.
That's true.
Hi, JP.
JP's here. All right, awesome. So now it's a party, everybody, and as you can see, I am dead.
I'm dying.
And Deanna is currently dying.
I don't have the vid.
Yeah.
I have allergies, and I think I swallowed a fly.
You have some sort of junk in your throat, hun. And
I think it's a fly.
Sure, it's a fly. But as always, tonight, let's do the tail of the tape. We're using Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star ink, waterproof India ink. Look at the camera there. Look at the camera there. I'm gonna pour out some. And then we're just going to get to it. How's that sound for everybody? All right. 2 big drops. And we're going to take our, let's see here, our Utrecht, I believe. That's right. This, yes, Utrecht synthetic red sable blend brush right there. Nice. And we're going to dip it in, and we're just going to start inking out this form. And as you can see, I was a little looser tonight with it, which normally I don't like to do, but... hey, I was a little rushed this time around. I've been working ragged, I feel like. I've been sort of...
you and I both.
I've been making artwork all day, all night for the last week. Yesterday, we had a big recording sesh for the Slanted Hallway for... we're doing a live thing that's going to be played on... our good buddy Anthony Mass's stream called Muckville, which, we have an exclusive thing that we're hopefully, that will get done. If not, we have something else planned. But that was very, an impromptu thing that we kind of put together last minute. And, hopefully it works out. I was also working on a lot of artwork for Stream of Blood, which I still need to finish tonight. There's so much artwork I gotta finish tonight, but I was like, you know what? I need a break from all that artwork so I can work on some artwork with you, the viewer, whoever you are, wherever you may be, inking, hopefully. Or maybe you're just drawing along. I don't know. Really, there's
I'm
no...
gonna draw along today.
Yeah, it's definitely a draw-along day. It's been very rainy up here.
Me.
You okay, hun?
Yeah, I think I'm working it out. I think that fly's getting out of there.
Well,
the weather always makes my sinuses go crazy.
It is a pretty, it's been wet for days. Wet and cold and dreary, and I love it. Let me tell you.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's very lovely.
It's not lovely for my nose.
It's not lovely for the sinus, for sure, but it's lovely for my mood. I enjoy so much a rainy, depressing kind of, what's the word? Atmosphere, because it's a lot of the stuff I'm into is usually very atmospherically dark.
Oh,
now,
you know what that reminds me? We don't have any music playing.
Oh yeah, if you want to just throw on some low key kind of tunes.
I gotta find some copyright
free kind of stuff.
Royalty-free music.
Yeah, so YouTube doesn't come after me. I don't know. Oh, boy.
You sound like a horse.
You do sound like a horse, honey. Oh, buddy.
Excuse me, guys.
It's okay, sweetie.
No, it's not.
It isn't, but it's okay.
All right. Let me think. Royalty-free.
I think there is a channel we usually have planned out.
No Disney music, JP. We can't do it.
I saw the sign. Is that a Disney song?
Haunted Woods.
Ooh, what you want. Yeah, do Haunted Woods, but with Ace of Base playing over it.
Denial of Fate.
Denial of fate. You got a denial of fate. Ooh, hun, watch your tapping toes.
Ooh. Boy, I'm just a mess tonight.
Yeah, Deanna usually taps the floor in the studio at a habit.
I have ADHD, so I bounce my legs.
Which is fine, you know. Well, actually, it's not fine when I'm inking, but other times it's fine. I just kind of like say, hey, hun, watch the toes. And she gets it.
I get it. I can stop.
That's all good, hun. There we go. We got some nice atmospheric Halloween music playing.
Hear it, but
it's picking up. I can see it.
Sweet.
Just a little bit. That's the thing. Just enough so that we can sort of
it's low.
Set the mood essentially while I'm inking this kind of weird Cthulhu-like creature. It's not Cthulhu. I don't know. I just kind of like I was very loose tonight with like what I wanted to ink. I was like trying to figure out a new horror monster thing, and I was just like, I'll just go with the granddaddy, like at least my go-to, which is always some sort of Lovecraftian nightmare. So Cthulhu, let's do it.
You know, I haven't had any inking. Like I haven't done any inking in a long time.
Oh, I know. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're just kind of figuring out the form right there. Ooh. Yeah, sorry I'm not as talkative right now. I guess I'm just still kind of in my head a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're just kind of... Yeah, because it really was just a whole day spent at my desk and late last night working. You know, I have been working nonstop on artwork, and it is a blessing and a curse because it is just like... I love it. I'm creating some of my favorite work I've ever made in my life. But that said, it's draining, you know? And it is definitely like, I don't know. I'm very stoked to be finishing up my Inktober for the first time ever, actually. My first year that I managed to nail down an Inktober.
That's great. I know, I'm not talking to the mic.
Oh, it's all good. No, I think people could pick that up at least, but thank you, hun. There you are. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Which is awesome. I'm very stoked to do that, you know. I like that I kind of combined the challenge of watching 31 horror films with like 31 Inktober's, so it kind of combined the two. It kind of created this new weird routine and rhythm in my life. And honestly, I don't think I have ever actually sat down and watched a movie every night. You know, in my life, you know, I mean, like, kind of just like to do a random challenge like that, you know. So it's kind of cool to actually know, like, okay, I got that done. I did this, and yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. I gotta say, I'm very stoked.
It's really neat to see it all come together.
Yeah, especially doing the horror medley thing. It was kind of like it was a fun kind of challenge of just like, I've never really done well, I've tried to do stuff like this in the past, and I just kind of like petered out because it was like, And then this year, I just kind of like, I had that energy going in, like, oh yeah, I think I can do this.
Yeah. Not to mention, we have been kind of getting into a flow lately.
Yeah, I
like
find it...
we said earlier, we're just working ourselves to death, I think. But
I know, but lately with the artwork, getting into a flow state to get stuff done has been so much easier. It just is that thing of like, finally that, you know, I think like close to like 7 years of just muscle memory of like doing this over and over again is finally clicking in. So I'm like kind of like I'm digging it.
That's me pouring water for all you folks out there.
How many folks are out there, hon?
Just JP right now.
Oh, that's fine. Honestly, I don't mind a low-key, just evening of like inking. I got wine. I put on some makeup. I feel sexy for the first time in a long time.
We did break.
It feels good.
We broke the routine. When we
Oh,
didn't
well,
do it last week.
That is true. Last week, well, it is like I didn't want to compete with the presidential debates and stuff, and
I feel like you could have competed. I mean,
no.
Yeah. No, I
mean,
think some people would rather not watch it at all.
I think that's the thing. I think like I honestly was like teetering too, because like I watched like 5. And listen, I'm gonna hop off politics as quickly as fucking possible. So
yeah, don't stick around.
Yeah, but yeah, I tried watching 5 minutes of the first one and I couldn't do it. So I had to like get the highlight, and then this time around I did watch the whole thing, and it was like, yeah, it was a lot better, you know. But
yeah, JP says they did not watch.
Yeah, fair enough. You know,
Yeah,
I get it. Like I really teetered on, should I watch this thing and get upset? And you know what? I did. I watched it. Did get mildly upset, but it's also like, okay, you know what? I'm glad it was like. There are certain aspects of it where it's like, well, thank you. I'm glad that was moderated better. Like there's just stuff this second time around. It was just like, thank you. All right, I can watch this thing. All right.
JP also felt the same.
Yeah. That said, done with politics. We're here talking about horror stuff that's fun. God damn it. This is like, the whole election has hijacked my favorite time of year. Well, then again, so the pandemic. Look, we're not talking about the horrors of reality. We're talking about the horrors of fun reality, where it's like, well, look, we got some great horror monsters to draw. Well, so many horror movies still to watch, you know. Tonight, I believe, after this, I'm probably going to have to keep on working, but I am planning on later tonight watching Nightmare on Elm Street, so that's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite Wes Craven films.
I'm going to draw a monster, and I haven't drawn a monster in, like, years.
Yeah, we still have pumpkins to carve, too. We're doing that, you know, soon.
Fiction horror, not IRL horror.
Thank you.
Yes.
Exactly. We're in this fictional horror where it's like, at least Freddy Krueger's not running for any kind of like position in our government. But how cool of a...
Wait, you just brought...
Was it?
Stop bringing up governments.
I know, I am. I'm just saying now, I'm thinking like, how cool of a movie would that be where it's like Citizen Freddy, you know, where he runs
Citizen Freddy.
Yeah, where he runs for an office and everything in like the state of Illinois or something like that.
You know what? This last election made it very possible. That opened the doors for a lot of things.
Oh yeah, for dream characters, child murderer specifically. That is the thing, actually. I did. Coming to think of it, I was listening to this podcast recently, just to kind of get in it's a horror movie podcast. I'm not going to say the name because I was mildly annoyed with their opinion and stuff about or it's like I like the podcast before where it's like, what's up?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to laugh and interrupt you.
What's up?
JP says visits people in their dreams. Quote, "I need your vote."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's pro.
He's a very good campaigner. He doesn't even need anybody's help.
He's pro murder, which some people are into. No, what's the thing?
How this goes away? I'm like, it literally just started.
Yeah, try gargling some water, honey. Maybe.
I just did.
Oh, okay.
Pro knives. Yes.
Pro knives. Knife control. He's against it.
Knife control.
Hand control.
Against knife control.
Oh yeah.
And maybe knife control can be like spun into let's get better like finesse control with our knives and put them all on everyone's fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. We'll do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? No, I got kind of annoyed with this podcast. Sorry. Just because it's like previously they, they were all over the Friday the 13th films and just kind of praising them up and down, even though they're like kind of trash and stuff. And it's like a lot of the podcast was about like, hey, these movies aren't good, but isn't it fun to kind of like, this is fun kind of trash that we can enjoy and stuff together, and we can talk. And there's a lot to love with these films. And I'm like, yeah, I dig that, because that's the thing. It's like, yeah, these things. I like the Friday the 13th films because they're very non-pretentious. They know what they are, and it's just kind of like, it's dumb, trashy fun. So I'm cool with that. But like, they're doing a new season or whatever, and they're like reviewing all the Nightmare on Elm Street films, and they're going at it like with a hypercritical edge that just annoys me. And the fact that it's like, wait, why are you? I don't understand. Where it's just like you're coming down harder on this when it was like you were willing to forgive this, and this for what was it? For essentially the series that was the ripoff of, what was it? Friday the 13th was always supposed to be like hey, let's rip off Halloween. Let's just kind of like do our version of Halloween, Slasher films are popular. Let's just kind of do that. It's always been a rip-off series, And then it's like, but they're like, oh, no, it's great, blah, blah, blah. There's all this stuff. But then it's like they come, I don't know. I just, you know what, for what it's worth, I just took umbrage with, like, how they were, well, quite frankly, they just didn't research. There's a lot of stuff that they were just kind of like, oh, should we check out this documentary? Oh, maybe. We'll watch it later. And it's just like, well, you did that for the other show. I don't know. I'm sorry to be on this terror about this thing that really doesn't matter at all, but it just kind of bugged me.
Oh.
What's up?
I just watched a man or a child.
Well, I'm glad you're in the moment, honey.
I'm in the moment. I'm literally like, my brain can do that. It can be in the moment and also doing other things.
Oh, sure. That's what she calls it.
Pile of worms. Anyway, I'm just looking.
Stop.
I'm looking for some fun stuff to draw. And I'm finding some weird, like, this man lassoed a snake.
All right.
And, like, brought it, like, for a walk. This is a wild snake. This man is hanging out on the hood of a car, connected to another car, driving down a highway. This is a pile of worms.
Interesting.
This man just jumped on a fire pit.
All right, well, it's a lot of fun to kind of describe things that no one can see.
Hey, maybe in the mind's eye.
Maybe in the mind's eye. Oh, man. But in any case, I'm just excited to revisit A Nightmare on Elm Street tonight.
Yes.
It's not my favorite in the series. Like, I really love Part 3. Part 3 is probably my favorite one. Just because it has the Dream Warrior theme song.
Yeah.
And it has all the... Well, that's like when they start with all the quippiness with, like, Freddy. Is that
it? Was think that's the line? Was there a line before and after?
Well, it's a weird series because it just is that thing of, like, the first one is great. It's like almost instant horror classic. The second one is marred by, like, just all this stuff that just kind of like it's like one of those things of, like, they had the blueprint for, like, how to do the series and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, Freddy can only attack you in your dreams, so you're safe when you're awake, but you're in danger when you're asleep, so don't fall asleep. Those are basic rules, Immediately, that's not what Part 2 is about. It's about possessing this boy so that Freddy can use his body to kill people in the waking world. Which is like, That's a solid enough plot, but not for your second film.
No.
And then there's also like all this other weird stuff where it's like they do a 5-year time jump. So it's like it's 5 years after Nightmare on Elm Street, even though it's like the movie came out a year later, which is never a good idea. Don't do that. Don't do that if you're thinking about writing a horror film, or if you make a successful horror film, don't do a 5-year jump. It never works out.
Timelines on certain movies just. I think that series in particular we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, no, actually, no. The one I'm more obsessed with, to be honest, that's more stupid. Ultimately, is the Friday the 13th series, because the time jumps in there and the lapses of like logic are freaking nuts. Where it's like there's a certain point where it's like I think the 6th film, which came out in 1986 or something like that.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, as far as the timeline's concerned, it's supposed to be taking place in like 1998. If everything is said and done.
Okay.
So it's just this weird thing of like, if you're following along with the chronology or whatever, I don't know.
Yes.
It's nuts. And then like, well, and then ultimately they saved it because at a certain point, Jason just goes to space. So. You know.
That's the best way to save your series.
Because then they just jump it into the far future. And then at that point, it's like, Jason's in space.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's like, okay. The timeline, be damned, you know?
I always mix... Okay, so I don't know if this is my dyslexia with Freddy being an F.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But I always, somehow, I mix them up. So
well,
I literally, I just went with the flow there for a second thinking we were just talking about this movie.
Oh, well, that's, you know, in all fairness, they are now intrinsically connected because of Freddy versus Jason.
But
you know what I mean?
I mean, I know that, but that's merely without even considering that movie in my brain. And it's been a problem. What the heck?
No, I mean, like, I will say that is, like, that's not just you, and I think it might be a dyslexia thing, but
Well, it's like F as the main character, and then F as the series.
Yeah, but that's a different series. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the title. I mean, titled in 2 different ways, but...
I just get them mixed up. Like, I literally do, because, I don't know, for whatever reason for me, like, Friday the 13th just rolls off better than A Nightmare on Elm Street in my head when I'm like talking about them. Like, oh, okay, yeah, Freddy, you know.
What's going on? Pinterest had a hard time there for a second. I gotta log into the Pinterest so I can go look at cool photos.
Yeah, right. So we got some nice. Yeah, we're just kind of playing with the ink right now. Yeah, I'm just very loose right now. I honestly, like, I didn't really draw out a lot of the details on this. Really less than normal. Let's see here. Yeah, so. But that's fine. That's fine for our purposes here. And honestly, like, I was, like, thinking about this, too, where it's, like, I know a lot of people are, like, afraid to kind of jump in and do ink. But ultimately, you know, even if you are trying to do something with ink and you know, like you're trying to do something very specific, you know, best way to look at it, if you do mess up or something like that, at least you got the practice of mark making in there and, like, you know, your
at least you
brush
picked it
strokes. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you got to play with it and you got to understand, like, oh, okay, so that does this does that, you know.
Oh man, it has to be something with how I approach doing a sketch that really trips me up lately. And like literally just not, I don't know if it maybe the end of the day and I'm trying to make something new and it's the end of the day.
That's usually the case, I think.
But it is one of those things. I just don't feel Like I can, when you do it over and over again, it feels like I can't make pieces anymore. But it's not true. It just happens to be a habit that I have that needs to be addressed. And then I can change the habit. The habit being working when I'm exhausted. I'm looking at these beautiful paintings of human figures, but I think I'm getting wrapped up in the fact that I want to draw something, but everything is already extra processed because it's already art.
And as you can see, I'm, at this point with me, I have drawn enough monsters, or at least inked enough monster stuff that really this is just kind of like something that I can just kind of pull out of my, and this is where the practice, this is where the 10,000 hours comes in, this is where that muscle memory comes in, where it's just like,
hello, we've got Art by Callie here.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hello.
As you can see, yeah, we're just kind of, like I said, this is just all muscle memory where I'm just kind of, I have this built-up visual library in my head where I can just kind of, like, pull, like, okay, so I want it to look like, I'll just draw this, and this, If I wanted something very specific, I would, I would go to a reference photo, I would do more sketches, there is more extensive planning, but sometimes it really is like, okay, if I need a monster, I've done it enough at this point that I can just kind of pull from my head and just kind of start just putting ink to the page like this, and it's just very relaxing like that, and it is like a wave. What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what were you gonna say, hon?
I had a discussion with our buddy Darian from Colorblind Collective about, he asked, what do you do when, actually this particular issue about not being able to finish a single piece in like a single sitting, and just having a really hard time with planning or approaching and or just getting to it and getting it done. And I think that the what's it called, the overarching the thing was, you find the one thing you like to do a lot. The subject has to be broad enough so that it can be done over and over again. And you build up that muscle memory to draw. It's not the same thing, but it is the same topic. And so you have a go-to topic. Art by Callie says, wow, that looks amazing. I wish I had such a good muscle memory and the ability to do whatever I want. That takes a long time to learn.
It's true. And it does, and it's not that...
It takes practice.
It does take practice. It is also that thing of, here's a simple trick that I figured out for myself a while back and stuff that is very helpful, at least, especially if you do want it, if you have a big piece you want to work on and it's just taking forever and you can't finish it and stuff. Here's what you got to do, because that can be demoralizing. The thing that you want to have set up for you is have the big piece there, but also have 3 or 4 or maybe even just 2 other smaller pieces to work on.
Yeah.
Something like a small I don't know, a sketch or a pencil drawing or a quick ink kind of study. Just something that it's essentially what you're doing is you want to set yourself up for success and not failure, and by having those little projects and stuff, those little one-off pieces, it's okay, cool, I didn't finish the big piece, but I managed to get the larger I didn't finish the big piece, but look at these little small things I did today, look at these sketches. That's worthy of posting, but
yeah, it's about giving yourself a win consistently, and the instant gratification of being able to do something quick. You have to be able to give yourself something you know how to do really, really, really well.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, and you have just look at your sketchbook and find that you're gonna find a pattern at some point of things you're drawn to. That drawn. Ha ha ha.
There you go.
First pun of the evening.
No, I think I made some horror puns before, but maybe not.
Nah, I think we just made some jokes. Pun is specific.
Mm,
A specific kind of joke.
very specific.
And then there's the dad pun, which
Oh,
is what
don't.
I just did.
Please don't.
But that's what I just did.
No dad puns here, thank you.
I did it though.
No, you did. There's no dads here tonight. This is Halloween,
there will
not
be dads
Dadoween.
It could be Dadoween.
That's not a holiday anyone will ever recognize.
What if someone isn't technically a dad but is a dad to somebody?
All right. How many dads are in the feed right now? Or how many people have a relationship with a dad?
Or a relationship with a dad that isn't a dad.
Or you know a dad. How about that? Let's break it down. Like, how many dad...
Well, like, our buddy Tim would never be a dad, but he's totally a dad.
I'm not even talking about people who could be the potential. I'm talking about the people...
Art by Callie says she has a father.
All right, that counts.
I stumbled there for a second.
She has a father.
Says, I have a father, right there.
Well, all right. Well, yeah, they're great, okay? Like, sure, dads are good in doses for sure, but I ain't recognizing holidays like Dadoween, okay? They already get Father's Day, and that's enough.
JP knows a dad.
Oh, okay. See, all right, they're coming out of the woodwork now. Everyone knows a dad, and it's just like
you know what's funny though?
What's that?
That one that one comedy show you did where everyone realized that everyone's dad was not non-existent anymore.
I don't know what show that is, hon.
You don't remember?
I don't remember that one.
There's a comedy show, and everybody found out their dad was dead on the lineup.
Oh.
So it became the Dead Dad Show.
I forgot about that one.
It was really sad, but it was also kind of cathartic for them, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. It was a weird realization to have in the middle of the show.
Well, here's a weird realization. This cream makeup is actually a lot itchier than I anticipated.
Oh, well, it is cheap.
It is very cheap, actually.
So
but
I can distract people if you want to go take it off.
No. It's fine.
You're going to commit it.
Yes, I am, honey. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah, look at that. And as you can see, I'm just kind of like, now at this point, I'm messing around with the mark making and stuff. So, what's up?
JP says, what about the skit, A Family Can Be Made Completely Out of Dads?
Oh, like
I like that.
Yeah, like My Two Dads. That's a TV show, right?
I don't know.
You ever see My Two Dads?
Bosom Brothers? Bosom Buddies?
No, Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies?
Bosom Buddies isn't about two dads, though. It's actually...
I know.
Bosom Buddies is about two guys, like, trying to, skimp on the system, essentially.
Yeah, by being super insensitive and...
Yeah, living in an all-woman's,
And pretending to be women?
That's the thing. It's like they can't... The whole plot of Bosom
Very
Buddies...
Very insensitive nowadays, but what a weird...
I mean... Yeah, it was like... Well, that's like every show...
Every show ever is now... Every
like,
show made before 2019 is now offensive.
I guess so, man. I don't know. I find that Nurse Ratched TV show insensitive.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's just like kind of like that thing of...
I think I know about it, but I don't think I've watched it.
I don't know.
What is it?
Oh, you ever see like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, hon?
Yeah.
It's about Nurse Ratched. Like, it's the prequel series to, that one-off character that was like, like a, not necessarily like a villain. They were just kind of the bad guy because they were the authority, and stuff. It's not like they were an evil genius or anything that like had like all these machinations for taking over the hospital and stuff. And that's what the prequel series is. She is a evil genius bent on taking over the hospital, played by Sarah Paulson.
JP says it's the antagonist.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. But I said protagonist, right?
I don't know that you said that, or maybe you just... I don't know.
Any case,
anyway.
I'm tired. Yeah. No. The focus of the show is literally... Sarah Paulson just kind of being a evil mastermind trying, like, basically taking apart the hospital so that she can, you know.
Is she a dad?
Is she a dad? Sarah Paulson?
That's the hot question, the hot take for the evening.
Is she a dad? You know what? I'm just going to say it right now.
She's probably a dad to somebody.
She was bringing that angry dad energy in there. Like, I should be in charge. Listen to me. I'm the daddy now.
She's an angry dad.
She's an angry dad for sure. So you know what? If you want to watch that Nurse Ratched show called Ratched, for me, it's Two Dads Down.
Two Dads Down.
Two Dads Down.
Two Dads Down. Is that our new podcast?
Two Dads Down?
Dad Down.
Well, there's Black Hawk Dad Down.
That's season's 2 pilot line.
Two Dads Down.
Two Dads Down.
That's like,
The whole thing came from a dad joke. Ha ha ha!
That's true.
Mwahaha! Go dad jokes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Will I regret that later? Maybe.
Probably will. Probably will.
Probably.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm just really kind of playing with the marks. I had drawn out these wings. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them. I really didn't, like, plan those out, so I might not get to them. But, no, it's an interest. I don't know. I like what this is, like, what we're doing with this right now. We're just kind of, like, really playing with, like, you know, I'm a little looser with the anatomy, too, because it's a little exaggerated because it is a monster, you know, all that.
Yeah.
That is a nice thing about, like, doing these monster drawings. Sometimes it is, like, I don't have to scrutinize over if that looks right. It's like sometimes it is that thing of like if you can sell it and make it feel like it looks right on the piece, it's like, you know, that's always a win, you know. And that's why I like drawing monsters too, because it just does. I do get to explore a lot of like anatomy that just kind of like you know, normally really wouldn't work out. Like, by the way, what is it raining right now?
No, that's the sound effects. Do you want me to change it?
Oh, it just sounds like it's like white noise. It's really weird.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something more. Let's see, we got royalty-free spooky sounds.
There you go. We'll do that. Everybody likes a spooky noise.
JP says, it's a monster. The anatomy can be a bit off. That's true. But it has to be believable to the world you build.
That's very true, too. And that's the thing. It's like, it is that you got to be able to sell it, you know, and sort of like, oh, yeah. Make it look just right enough while being also wrong.
Well, you set your rules for the world that you build. This is kind of across the board, I think, for animation, for writing stories, for movies, for illustrations. You build the world.
That's right. We told you the rules.
So if this spooky sound mix is even more annoying than the last, I'll turn it off. But
okay. Well, honestly,
just tell me.
Well, in all fairness, like I do kind of just like the conversation. You know what I mean?
The sound helps me focus. So the conversation is lovely, and if I need to be in the moment, I need that other part of my brain that wants to go and look at Reddit subreddits, the WTF subreddits.
Right.
It's the sound.
It is the sound
That
of silence.
that part of my brain. This isn't really helping me.
This is looking pretty solid though so far. Honestly, like I got the nice little. Honestly, at this point, I might just kind of start going into like my favorite part of the evening, which is like I start building it up with washes. We're gonna do some lovely ink washes, and I bet everyone is excited for that at home or wherever you are. So let me just kind of use this last bit of ink here, just kind of clean the brush off and just sort of just enhance these lines. Yeah, really come across this pectoral muscle here that's just kind of a little misshapen. All that, getting the rib cage down this way. It's got a little bit of a kind of a belly here, you know. Didn't really gender him. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just getting some more of that texture on there. Just kind of playing with it. Okay, now I'm just going to rinse the brush. Here we are.
That's really weird. I typed in dead body pose reference so that I can get, like, the base for some tentacle monster coming out of its chest.
Yeah.
And I get all of these, like, beautiful drawings of, like, women sitting.
Hmm.
And, like, running. Just, like, pin-up poses. Like, what does that mean?
Oh. That is quite interesting.
Very interesting.
As you can see, we're just kind of going here. Just building it up with the wash and stuff. We're really using our Strathmore tone paper here to kind of be that nice mid-ground that we can just sort of build off, essentially.
On the floor. Dead bodies on the floor.
We have some dead bodies on the floor.
On the floor.
Ah, yes. There you go. And we're just kind of slowly building up the form. I love this part so much, you know, especially with this kind of paper, because you can just sort of it builds. It really does just kind of nicely build like that, you know. You can just start layering it and stuff. And this paper, it takes a beating. I love it.
Looks good, bud.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, I haven't drawn traditionally in a while.
Well, you just recently got the thing for your iPad that actually makes the iPad feel like paper in Procreate.
Yes. Well, not just in Procreate. It just makes
in general,
the screen feel like paper. It helped a lot, actually, because I was struggling with that whole kind of disassociative feeling of this is not paper that I'm drawing on. And so I guess a lot of how I draw comes from the data I get from the paper. Oh, it's a matte sort of textured screen protector. And so when your pen goes across the screen protector, it feels like paper.
It's got some nice grip to it, which is
it has a little
very
bit of
cool.
grip. I don't know how good it is for the pen tip. You can replace those. But it does feel a lot more authentic, and Procreate's actually really I think it's topping Photoshop for me right now for drawing. They have a lot of realistic media choices for brushes that Photoshop kind of has. Or maybe I'm biased because I'm seeing it in such a small screen, I can't see it so big. My monitor's really big. So maybe I don't really see the actual details of the thing, but I'll send you a link, JP. I'll put a link in the thing. Paper. There's a bunch of them. I got a cheap one. You can probably get some really nice ones.
As a guy who doesn't really do heavy digital, I do color a lot of my stuff digitally, mainly my ink drawings and stuff. So, but I have to say, using that paper with the Procreate, like that screen and stuff, it really is like, it helps too with that kind of like feeling of there's some actual grip to it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like, you know, it doesn't like. I was telling you this last night too, where it's just like, oh yeah, there isn't that push and pull that, or like I am getting the push and pull I like when I'm working like traditionally. So that's definitely like a huge plus.
Yeah, and JP kind of mimicked our thoughts here. I really like drawing in Procreate over Photoshop, but it's hard for me to get over the tactile thing. And that was the biggest issue for me, is that I would sit down, well, the friction, yeah, but there is like a tactile sense. I get a lot of data for my brain to process, and it informs the way that I draw from literally how much friction comes through the pen and vibrates my fingers. So if I want to put pressure down on the paper, the harder I press, the more friction I'm gonna feel. Therefore, the more my fingers feel. You know, it's the weight of and pressure that I put on the paper, and when I'm lifting it up, there is less friction. So it's all information that I can gather to make lines look nice. I don't know. I was way too.
No, it's all good. You know what? Like, I think I understood what you meant. You know.
Yeah.
I'm also like
I don't know.
I'm slowly realizing like my energy levels, are not over 9,000. That is a meme that I'm bringing back.
How dare you go that old?
No, it's not that old. Anyway,
that's old. You're an old man.
I'm not an old man. Look, I look very young. Look at my youthful face.
You're dead.
I'm not dead. Anyway, no, I didn't realize how tired I was until like really starting to get into this actually. But so I don't know. Like I probably it's like 9:50 right now, so I'll probably go for another 10 minutes. But yeah, dude,
I mean, you've gone for roughly an hour.
Yeah, roughly. I don't know. Like,
49 minutes. 50
well, I
minutes?
hope everyone at home is like inking along or drawing or something. I don't know, joining in and just sort of enjoying the evening, enjoying the conversation. You know, I don't know.
The ambiance of my coughing.
Yes, you have
earlier.
coughed a lot on this stream, but it's okay. Yeah, we got this is just a lot of fun tonight.
The ambiance of this spooky, weird, scary noise.
Yes, the ambiance of the feeling of cream makeup just burning your
face.
flesh.
That's the joys of Halloween.
The joys of Halloween.
JP says, I'm working on D&D stuffs and enjoying the company.
Nice.
And
that's the whole thing.
Company as well.
We're enjoying your company, and that's what this is about. It's just a very nice. Ultimately, like, yeah, I'm not sure how much anyone is really learning off these things, but at the same time, it is just a nice loose hang where we just kind of get to.
Well, definitely a thought share. Like,
yeah.
We all share our links and tips and tricks and stuff. So it is. I mean, I don't know.
I think so. I think
I
it
hope
is
somebody's learning, picking something up.
Yeah, I think we're learning a lot about dads in general.
We learned so much about dads.
And like the fact that like
3 out of 3 people know a dad.
There's legislation that needs to be filed against dads. I think everyone would agree with this. I'm never gonna be a dad, so I'm okay with saying a lot of this.
You always flip back and forth between that.
I look. There's a big chance, because here's the thing. There's the idea of like I'd love to be a father for sure. Like there's a lot of like I'm into the idea. It seems like a cool thing, like raising a child and all this stuff, like and imbuing them with knowledge of the world, blah blah blah. But I'm also really big into Greek mythology. I'm dead certain I have a child.
That's not what I expected you to say.
What? It's true though. I am.
I'm down for it though.
I am very afraid that. Here's the thing: you're gonna have some children, and I'm just gonna get so afraid that one of them's gonna try and kill me and stuff, like later in life, that I'll just start swallowing them.
Oh well, you could find like, what is it? You murder your father and marry your mother or something.
Well, that's Oedipus, but I mean,
have an Oedipus complex.
I don't think that's Greek mythology, though. I think that's just a Greek play.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, mythology. So. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think. I always thought that was a Greek play and not a. Because.
I don't know. Sorry, my brain is.
No, it's all good. I don't know, because the Greek mythology is very randy. It's very gross and sexual.
So, Art by Callie says, I learned that I should probably have smaller pieces when tackling larger ones. So, yeah, I did learn something. Yeah, it's super helpful to have something that you can succeed at while you're struggling with something else.
Absolutely. That's the thing. If I could imbue any kind of, like, thing on anybody, I guess, about, like, making artwork, it is that thing of, like, if you really want to do it all the time and you want to make it, you got to set yourself up for success, You gotta, like, figure out your best way for making artwork, and then just keep doing it. I used to work at a lumber company doing like paperwork and stuff like that, and I wasn't really, it was a day job, and I wasn't even really able to whip out a sketchbook, so I would just kind of spend my, whatever free time or whenever I could, literally just kind of drawing on sticky notes, just doing like real quick pen drawings of sticky, like just sketches, oh, that's an idea I can use for a piece. This is an idea I can use, and then bringing that home and then trying to figure out what to do with them and stuff. And I still have like thousands of sticky notes I've collected from that job.
Yeah, in fact, I started collecting them for a book that I still intend to publish for you.
Oh, thanks, honey. But look, it's just about figuring out when you can fit it in, and then just kind of repeating your process and just making it happen. And honestly, ultimately, it's what you really want it to be. Like, it's what you kind of like want to create for yourself, And no one can really put a price on that.
And also just do, like, when you're doing those tiny pieces, you can do those, like, something that feels the most natural for you. Don't try and challenge yourself too much with those. Like, make it fun. Make it fun again.
Exactly. Draw something you love to draw, Ultimately, that's what it is. And then slowly push yourself and be like, okay, man, I need to do more portraits, or I really should be drawing more environments. And, you just kind of build it up that way.
You do it little by little. You don't have to do it all at once.
Little by little. And just like how I did this piece, we do it little by little, because, like, we started with the inks, we got into an ink wash, and now I'm just going to start hitting it with the highlights, And that's the thing. Just very simple. Just going to start in with the eyeballs right here. And I had to redraw this thing a number of times before I really kind of like it. And it's like, that's okay, You keep pushing it until, like, it looks right, or it feels right. And you just gotta keep making stuff until it feels like nothing. Which, is a bit, it's a weird way to put it, but, yeah. There we go. We're just gonna get that nice highlight there. Just go along here.
Can I show off, before we leave, can I show off my drawings?
Sure.
Though they aren't much, but, doing some sketches.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to get you on camera at some point with these streams.
We'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah, we're really, honestly, we're always thrilled that people are down to come hang out and draw with us and stuff and talk with us, especially, like, doing these. It is very, like, kind of, I think, low-key, but, I wouldn't mind, like, kind of having it, like, toss the ball to see what Deanna's working on, and,
Yeah,
maybe
I would like that.
Maybe this grows into something more, but right now, I like the low-key, kind of like, oh, yeah. We were really thrilled last time when we had, like, all those folks from, like, Stream of Blood come and, like, hang and stuff. It was,
oh, I know.
It was very wild and very
wonderful.
Very cool to talk to everybody and stuff. But
we're still very excited to have people come in regularly, though.
Yeah.
Like, to have just to have, like, a couple of people come.
Well, honestly, I'm thrilled with everyone who comes. All right now,
Yeah. Art by Callie says, remember the Somic raid.
Oh, yes. It was very nice. Yeah. And as you can see, we're getting, like, those nice highlights. We're pulling this thing out now, actually, where it's like, we did the little highlights. Just kind of gives it that extra form and stuff, that just kind of, that's what I love about it. It's just light, essentially. What we're doing with this jelly roll pen is just mimicking how light reflects off a surface and just gives it that extra bit of form. Just like how...
Jelly roll!
What's that?
Jelly roll!
Oh, okay, yeah. What?
Jelly roll!
What? Don't yell at me!
I'm excited.
Oh.
For jelly rolls.
Oh, okay. I'm dying now.
I just need to, like, pep your step for a little bit.
You are putting a lot of pep in my step. You are the sunshine of my love.
Aww. Thank you.
Is that song?
I don't know.
boop,
I
boop,
can't remember
boop.
things
You're
like that
the
right
sunshine
now.
of my life. I know a lot of music stuff, obviously. Very
Guess
low.
what?
What's that, hun?
You're the light of my love.
You're the light of my light. You're the, you're always on my mind. Always on my mind.
Whoa. We got spooky laughter now.
That is quite creepy. Especially when I'm going in to ink this Cthulhu monster, you know. You want that creepy lighting. Or creepy laughter. Looking pretty good. Alright.
I'm gonna make these. I've always wanted to do like this. I don't know what. We have some spooky ghosts here tonight.
Well, there's this ghost talking. This is all. I'm assuming this is all for like the Halloween party that unfortunately we can't have in person. But that said, imagine just kind of like honestly, JP and Brianna brought over like dropped off like a really lovely.
Oh my god, that
Yeah.
made my day.
That really did actually. I love the trick or treat.
Thank you, JP.
It was
Tell
a really
Brianna
wonderful.
Thank you.
Like surprise. Honestly, we also haven't seen you guys in forever, so it was kind of like it was really a thrill. Got a little trick or treat bag. Oh my god. Yeah, and there we go. I think we're rounding out our time right now. As you can see, I'm just kind of hitting the highlights. The light, I'm assuming, is coming down from there, so I'm just kind of getting the tops of the figure where it, like, sort of would hit, and that's just all an approximation, honestly. Yeah. As always, you know, hey, have some reference set aside, so, like, you know, and always make whatever drawing you're trying to do out of your head that much better. And, do you have those, sketches you want to show for the camera over here, or?
I do.
Yeah, 'cause
They're human figure sketches.
Because I think we're about to round out our time. Actually, yeah, let's just kind of switch over to the other view really quick here. Let's see. Let me try this. There we go. Yeah, show it on the camera right there.
Well, can I put it? Oh, because you've got wet ink there.
Yeah. So, yeah, just show it on the... Very cool stuff. Looking very cool. And well, folks, I think that brings it to an end, honestly. Like, what can I say? You can, well, I gotta do all the plugs really quick, but I am so exhausted. And honestly, I just want to say, before anything else, thank you for coming out and watching the stream. As you can see, our little Cthulhu monster, he's looking pretty cool and stuff. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Will Pottorff. Check out my website, willpottorff.com. If you want to see more of my artwork, definitely check out Stream of Blood. I'm doing a lot of stuff with them now, and it's fantastic. I gotta send some artwork to them later tomorrow, I think. But what else? I got, if you haven't heard it yet, we have the new Slanted Hallway episode that just dropped yesterday. It's fantastic. Once again, the guy, we crushed it. It was a great episode. Deanna, your plugs really quick.
My handle on Twitter, Instagram, and my website, Deanna Burke Art, and that's 2 N's, so DEANNA BURKEART.
And folks, honestly, I want to just take this moment to wish you all a very happy Halloween, a very spooktacular evening, and
Spectacular evening.
yes, and get your grease paint on.
Get your grease paint off.
Yes, I'm going to go shower like a good boy. Ugh, happy Halloween, everyone. And cheers.
Halloween. Love you guys.
Love you.